It's a breaking news alert! He's free! He's walking across the border as we speak and streaming it live. What is going on, folks? I saw his head be kicked around by Ukrainian children. Like a football. But my own eyes lied to me. He's free. It's real. Rah-rah Rasputin is out. He's back. And I won't delay the news any further. It's your Godwinson Live News Alert. Gonzalo Lira, Coach Red Pill, is a free man. Watch out, clean toilets of the world, because they're about to be green. So without any further ado, we'll just recap where we were last time on Dragon Ball Z, and we'll go into literally him streaming his freedom as he walks across the Ukrainian border. He's a free man. I can't believe it. I saw his head fly by me. For real. Kicked around like a soccer ball. Last time on Dragon Ball Z.
I'm sitting in my shithole when the door begins to knock, styling my hair with some boogers. I've been smoking through my cock. Now at 3 p.m. they harass me at my bedtime.
Welcome home, Coach.
The red pill life for me is ending.
Yeah! Shall we try and do it? Life for me is ending. Yeah. I can't do it. Yeah. Yeah.
When the cops come to read me the warrant, I can't comprehend it because it's foreign. I'm ESL in a third country. Can it be that there's some sort of cope left? I can chuckle off a train back rifle. It might have died before B. Jones was killed. Please tell me to leave in. I'm too scared to even start screaming. You caught the roach, I gotta spread my wings.
Alright, folks. So without any further ado, Coach is literally walking across the Ukrainian border as we speak. As we speak. And I didn't think this day would come. I genuinely thought he was dead. Genuinely, I thought he'd been executed. So, I mean, it's kind of like, thank Christ, Coach isn't dead. Thank God he's alive still, I guess. And, like, what a it's Christmas. It's Christmas every fucking day. So... And it's real. It's happening. Like, with my own eyes, I have seen it.
Hey, how's it going? It's been a while.
Jesus fucking Christ. Have have much time. 'Cause at 5 o'clock they take me to the gallows pole. For me are running running low.
Defense Politics Asia, which is a pretty good channel, just put out a video called Niger on the Brink of Regional War. That should prove the time that I'm recording this video. Now, at the same time that I'm posting this video, I'm posting a long thread on my Twitter account. My Twitter account is Gonzalo Lira 1968. Gonzalo Lira.
Can it be that there's some sort of error? Hard to stand that's mounting terror? Is it really the end of some crazy dream?
Over the past 2 months, in some detail, I also include the indictment against me that I'm going to be tried on. I'm going to be tried on Wednesday, August 2nd, the day after tomorrow. I posted both the original Ukrainian language version and the translation. The translation was by the court-appointed translator, so I have no idea if it's accurate or not. Those of you who speak Ukraine, Ukraine. I've been out. Hey, how's it going? It's been a while. I hope you've had a good time. I didn't have such a good time. I spent 9.5 weeks in prison here in Ukraine.
Not long enough.
I've been out on bail since July 6th.
We've been cheated the
July
justice
31st.
that he deserves.
And to prove the time,
Russian spy Gonzalo Lira walks free.
Defense Politics Asia, which is
Putin puppet Gonzo Lira walks free.
On the brink of regional war. That should prove the time that I'm recording this video.
Keep smoking, coach.
Now,
Hasten the end.
At the same time that I'm posting this video, I'm posting a long thread on my Twitter account.
No one
my
will
Twitter
read
account
it.
is Gonzalo Lira 1960.
I hope these words seal you away even further into a fate worse than death.
Altogether. And in that,
I think he needs locking up again, folks.
Has happened to me over the past 3 months.
Send him back.
In some detail. I also include the indictment against me that I'm going to be.
Throw away the key next time.
I'm going to be tried on Wednesday, August 2nd.
Try him.
The day after tomorrow, as a matter of fact.
Send him out. So he's not free.
Both the original
I guess he's not free. I guess he's like halfway between like freedom and death.
The translation was by the court-appointed translator, so I have no idea if it's accurate.
Doesn't even know what the charges are against him because it's being read in a language he doesn't understand.
Better sense as to whether that translation is accurate, but that's besides the point. I put up the
fucking hell, coach! You should be running across that border, not stopping.
So that you can see exactly what I was.
They're going to execute you, coach.
Now. The charges are very serious because
yes,
the penalty
espionage,
is
treason.
5 to 8 years in a prison labor camp.
You're not going to make it, coach. Start running now.
So you may know, I have a fairly serious heart condition.
I'm
not going to survive 5 to 8 years.
Your heart is going to pack it. You're not going to survive 8 years. You know it. We know it.
People who would know.
I don't even think you'll survive 8 months for real, coach.
And because of circumstances, it would be convenient for me to serve out that sentence.
What?
For me to basically disappear.
What?
Disappear in a prison labor camp and...
He can run from all of his debts and his kids that he's bastardized across the world.
You know, either naturally
it would be
or
convenient.
Unnaturally, as the case may be.
What?
Now, in the tweet thread, I go...
He's saying that they're going to murder him? Make him disappear?
Last night. It took me 2 hours to do.
How incompetent are they that they've not confiscated your phone?
You know, keeping it to 25 tweets You know, it's tough. But anyway.
This is going to give you 8 more years, coach.
I was
8 more years
of being a pro-Russian propagandist, basically, you know, I mean...
Yeah, a Putin puppet. I'm glad you admit it, because it's going to be played back in court. In the show trial they put you through tomorrow.
Invasion, which is laughable. I mean, I've always said that the Russians invaded. It's self-evident, you know.
He's sad that the Russians invaded, as he says so with a big beaming smile on his face.
Justifying this invasion that was unprovoked, and of course... We all know that it was provoked. It didn't come out of the blue. It wasn't that the Russians one day decided, hey, let's just invade Ukraine. No, it was provoked.
Jesus.
And I gave a very detailed explanation.
All he has to do is say it wasn't provoked. All he has to do is not be Putin's payroll puppet for a moment. And he gets to live. They are going to execute you, coach. Your head will literally be like a weird crypt keeper William Hartnell football kicked around by Ukrainian village peasants.
So anyway, the point is, I'm going to be found guilty.
You are. He knows his fate. Start running, coach. Literally run across the border. Fly if you can.
I will be found guilty. I will not get a suspended sentence.
You will serve the full time, coach, and probably more in light of this video. What are you doing?
Shit. Sorry, hang on.
What is going on?
Sorry about that. I don't have 3 hands. Anyway, so realizing that my court date is the day after tomorrow, and realizing some other...
This might even be the last footage we have of Coach, and it looks even worse than when he was dragged out from his green toilet.
Because when I was originally arrested...
It's like even worse.
I was nominally supposed to get a lawyer, have access to a lawyer, be able to call my loved ones, and arrange for bail. Now, insofar as lawyers, I have lawyers up the wazoo. Insofar as loved ones, not as many as lawyers, but I have quite a few.
I mean, your 80-year-old dad is still fighting the good fight, Coach. Give him a shout-out. He's been on Russia Today and Al Jazeera and all of these news channels praising for your release.
He turned 10 while I was in prison, and my son, Ramon, who is 8. And, of course, I wanted to talk to them, but I was not allowed.
So 2 of his acknowledged 20 children have been there wishing for Dad to come home.
And, of course, I wasn't allowed to post bail, even though I had the means to post bail.
Liar!
Now, let me explain that situation.
Yeah, explain the money. Explain the dark Putin money.
On the first day that I was arrested, I could have posted bail.
Go on.
But I was not given the opportunity to do so.
Based.
Contact the people who would have the cash available to post my bail.
Contact the people who would have the cash to post his bail.
I don't want to sound arrogant. $11,000 is quite a bit of money for most people.
But not enough for
by the good fortune of
Vladimir
having
Putin.
the means to put together that kind of money at a moment's notice.
This is so greasy.
And so I could have posted bail on the very first day, but the authorities simply didn't allow me to do it, even though they
didn't allow you to launder through that money. Use that laundered Putin money.
I was imprisoned briefly for 2 nights. I was in interrogatory prison number 1. That's the name of it.
Derogatory prison number 1. Derogatory prison number 1.
9 weeks, exactly 9 weeks, in CISO prison, which
CISO
is also
prison.
an investigative prison.
How do I spell that? Because I want to find it.
Individuals who have been
CISO prison?
Are held while their case is...
Let me have an investigation just quickly. We'll find out where... Hang on a sec. We'll find out where Coach has been staying for 9 weeks. Okay, that's weird. CISO prison? Prison Ukraine, I guess. Okay. I'm not seeing it. CISO prison, Ukraine. I don't know how to... Luke... hang on, just keep posting it and I'll copy it. L-U-K-Y-A-N. Oh, it's gone. I-V-S-K-A prison. Okay. Whoa. Jesus. Is this place for real? Like, look at this shit. It's the prison he was at. Right? I mean, it looks fucking... That's terrible. That is horrendous. 9 weeks. And it'll be like 9 years as well. Jesus. My look. I mean, is that actually coach? It might as well be. There's the prison guard. Whoa, it's like some gulag tier shit. End of some crazy dream. Jesus, is that actually coach? That's the prison he's at. Mind you, that one doesn't look too bad. But I guess that's for the governor. And that's what coach is wearing, uniform. That's coach's hand there going through the bars. Desperately trying to claw for his own freedom. You're not a real man. Yeah. All right, let's get back into it.
Is investigated by
Catch him if you can.
The SBU.
Like the gingerbread man.
The SBU, for those of you who don't know, is the State Security Services of Ukraine. They are basically the...
Don't drop the soap, coach.
The descendants of the KGB.
What?
So anyway,
I mean, that's another 5 years on the prison sentence, isn't it?
Fairly heroic measures and a lot of pressure, political pressure from the government of Chile and apparently the State Department as well, because they didn't seem to like the fact that I wasn't being allowed to post bail. I spoke with representatives of the U.S. Embassy 3 times during the 9 weeks I was there.
Only 3 times? That's tough.
And
you'd think they'd be in contact daily.
They just gave me bromides. They made no effort to pull me out, you know. I mean, if only I'd been a black lesbian druggie or a transgender grifter, then maybe they would have done something. Well, no, if I'd been
or a Chilean charlatan grifting
instantly, but of
boomer.
Course, since I'm not, yeah, and since a couple of people who would know.
No, I know where this is leading because I can tell. I've watched Coach many times over the years. I know there's a real reason why he's posted this and he's going to be. I guarantee you, he will be begging for your money. There will be a GoFundMe or a Patreon or something that he will shill in the stream, and that's what this is all about. That's what it's about. You can save me if you give me all of your money. I know Coach of old. I know this face. I know that he's about to pull another Wilshire Boulevard. I know for real that that's what's going through his head. Catch him if you can, like the gingerbread man, folks.
Actually knows about me. And
the gulag is for things.
So anyway, the point is, there was the appearance of unfairness, so eventually I was allowed to post bail. But the bail conditions were very interesting because
bail conditions, stop being Putin's puppet.
I had to wear electronic monitor.
Surrender his passports. How many passports does this man have? How many passports does this Walter Mitty of our times have? I reckon at least 7, all in various different identities. There are kids out there that call him by like completely different names all across the world. They don't even know that a Gonzo Lira is like hauled up in Ukraine. They think he just nipped out for a pack of smokes 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago.
I wasn't allowed to leave the city of Kharkov or the country. And
for real, like this guy, let's just lay it out. He's got a Chilean passport. He's got a US American passport. He's got an Israeli passport. He's got a Dutch passport. That's 4 passports. He might have a British passport, so that's 5 passports. All in different names. It's about time they caught up with you, Coach.
Also confiscated, of course, all of my computers, my iPad, my iPhone.
And your burner phones.
Confiscated about $9,000 that I had as emergency cash.
$9,000 that was like flushed down the toilet in an emergency haste as they were ramming down the fucking door. Trying to flush the $9,000 into the green toilet.
The kind of cash you have around just in case of anything. Well, they confiscated that.
Got it.
And they confiscated a bunch of my documents.
They confiscated all of the Melanie Warski tributes as well.
License, my Chilean identity card, and the registration cards for my motorcycles. I don't own a car, by the way. And so I was told in no uncertain terms.
Who was that? What was that?
And so
Keep
I
note.
was told in
What?
no uncertain terms.
What the hell was that?
And so
Is this his
I was
jailer?
told-
Right. We need to enhance this. That to me looks like some fucking weird ass fucking Michael Myers jailer type shit there. It's fucking Halloween.
I don't own a car, by the way. And so I was told.
I reckon it's Coach's new massa.
And so
He's making Coach drop the soap. North FC meme. Literally embodied.
And so I was told.
Drop the soap, Coach. I'll make you a real man. Yeah.
In no uncertain terms that I had.
Will he be the one kicking his head around when he's executed?
In Kharkov.
I think so.
And not leave the city under any circumstances, and of course not leave the country. And I would get this ankle monitor.
Ankle
and
monitor.
I would have to surrender my passports. But when I posted bail, and it was.
Why is he not running across the border when he knows his fate?
My passports were returned to me. I didn't get any kind of.
Hide in the wilderness. Become a mountain man, Coach.
Later, I went to the
Do not go gently into that dark, whatever it is, that deep dark, whatever.
My case, and he returned my.
Do not submit gently to the dying of the light, Coach.
My registration documents for my motorcycles.
Do not go gently into that deep dark night,
There's my
Gonzo.
bike. I don't know if you can see it properly.
Get on the bike. Get on your bike and ride like a fat bottom bitch.
This was very interesting to me.
Holy
Now, last
shit.
year, I was.
I know it's hard. I know it's like tough when we ask this question, but I mean, are you like a retarded, Coach?
Of what was going on.
You're a mongoloid.
And
You're a bit slow.
me because they thought, curiously enough, that I was a
Run.
Russian agent.
Run
Yeah,
far,
not a Russian
run
agent,
fast.
you know.
You are a Russian agent, Coach.
And
That's what a Russian agent would say. That's what a Russian agent would say.
Sort of Russian agent. Okay, of course, I'm not a Russian agent. You know.
That's what a Russian agent would say.
I'm just a regular guy living in Ukraine.
I'm just a regular guy. Yeah. Coach is like the least regular guy.
Because it's inevitable. Because if you know if a man such as myself, 55 years old,
He's looking like a tough 55.
not in the best of shape, gets in the ring with Mike Tyson in his prime, I mean, we know how it's going to end, right?
Yeah.
That was pretty much the situation insofar as the Ukraine and Russian conflict is concerned. And perhaps I did not emphasize this enough in my
This
video,
guy's like the greasiest, fucking, most espionage-covered, spy-riddled motherfucker.
people in the Ukrainian nation it was, and the only solution was to find a peace settlement of some sort, of any sort, to prevent the complete destruction of the Ukrainian nation and the Ukrainian people.
What?
Well, that happened. About a third of the population of Ukraine has left the country. 20%
Not you.
is by the Russians.
Why aren't you moving? Why aren't you in motion, Coach? Why isn't this being filmed on a GoPro?
Of the Ukraine nation, probably up to the Dnieper River and take everything east of it, and that will include Odessa, of course.
Now he's discussing Putin's geopolitical movements. He's learned nothing.
Unfortunately. But anyway, the point.
Each one of these sentences will add at least 3 months onto his sentence.
I was investigated to see if I was a Russian agent. They realized I wasn't.
They realised you were. That's why you're on trial tomorrow.
I was investigated to see if I was a Russian agent. They
Back to
realized I
jail,
wasn't.
Coach.
And I was let go. But I was told in no uncertain terms that I could not leave the city or the country while my case was investigated. And me, being a very law-abiding citizen,
Liar.
because the extent of my criminal career up to this point was that...
The extent of my criminal career up to this point. Coach, come on, bruh.
Because the extent of my criminal career up to this point was that in New York City in the year 2000, I was living in Lower Manhattan.
This is where he explains all of the frauds that he's embarked upon. All of the single mothers he's left behind. All of the debts he's ran up in hop countries to escape.
And I had a dog, and I would walk the dog without a leash.
What?
And one time I got a ticket, $50, which I didn't pay.
Yeah.
That's the extent of my...
It was a dog, yeah.
career. I'm very much
I didn't pay a
person who
ticket,
believes in civil
yeah.
society and following the rules and following the law. And so I was told that I couldn't leave the country. I couldn't leave the city.
It was a dog and not my children,
Because I
yeah.
wanted to be near my family. So I was a good boy.
Lock him up.
Later in prison...
Throw away the
I
key.
told this to some...
He hasn't changed and no humility has been earned.
Because none of them have been convicted. Their cases are all being investigated.
Rot.
And some of these investigations
Rot.
take years. Plural. Okay?
Rot.
One man I knew had been there for, as he said very proudly, 3 years and 3 months. Another had been there 6 years. Because what they do is that they arrest you and charge you, and they start their investigation, and
It's real great to start criticizing the Ukrainian legal system as you're on trial for your life.
And that's basically the justice system in Ukraine. So anyway, the point is that my case was expedited.
Real fucking William Hartnell vibes going on here.
My case was investigated in a month, exactly a month. By the
I keep feeling he's like going to touch his lapels or something and deliver a speech about
of me being this
the Daleks.
Russian propagandist, and the indictment was drawn up, which, as I said, you can read on Twitter and the thread that I posted at the same time that I'm posting this.
What a fool.
And where was I? I lost my train of thought. Yeah, when I was in...
You shouldn't be losing a train of thought. You should be hopping on the nearest train now and running for your life.
And told in no uncertain terms not to leave the country.
Roach on the run. For real.
Said, you idiot. They were leaving the door open for you to leave. They wanted you to leave. You know? Less hassle for them. And me, of course, you know, retrospectively, it's obvious, but at the time, I said, no, I can't do anything. They're telling me to stay, so I must stay. You know, like an idiot. That's simple as that. So anyway.
Like an idiot, or like a paid puppet of Vladimir Putin receiving orders to stay, 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 and sell, sell, sell a pro-Russian message? I think you weren't allowed to leave. I think you had a job to do, because you're a spy, a Ukrainian, a Russian spy in Ukraine.
As my current
propagandist,
you know, status of being out on bail, and the judge was very clear that
Tinker Tailor soldier.
And he was very explicit. I couldn't
Gonzo.
leave the city. I couldn't leave the country. And I had to surrender my passport, so I have two, the American and Chilean. And of course, they also confiscated these documents for my transportation. And yet, when I was released on bail, they gave me all the stuff back. They didn't put the electronic monitor, and they allowed me to keep my passports, and what's more.
All right. He's free. He's out, I guess. Wow. I mean, I'm shocked. I didn't think we'd ever see the day. But it doesn't sound like he'll be out for much longer. It sounds like in a day's time, they're going to, like, throw away the key. They're going to do the show trial for real. And I imagine that the inevitable outcome of that will be either his death or a very, very long prison sentence. Yeah. Bye, Coach. Farewell.
Set fire.
for me are running low. Running low.